It looks like IndyCar race car driver Santino Ferrucci might have expressed interest in racing in NASCAR in the future, and it looks like AJ Allmendinger will be racing at some point at Kaulig Racing in 2021, though the races are not clear. What's going, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to another video. We got a few NASCAR stories and other stories we can discuss in today's episode. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is Kaulig, as they will continue to sponsor Rafael Lessard for the 2021 season. Now, I believe that Kaulig will probably just sponsor at least right now the 12 races that Rafael Lessard will run. They're supposed to be the majority sponsor for Rafael Lessard in the 2021 season, to my knowledge, when he goes over to GMS in 2021. Now, maybe they could help him run the full year, but I do believe that Rafael Lessard will probably have to still get more sponsorship to run the full season in 2021. But with Kaulig jumping on board with Rafael Lessard for the 2021 season, this will help Rafael Lessard, and hopefully Rafael Lessard can get enough sponsorship so he can run the full season with GMS in the 2021 season. On to the next story. Bill McAnally Racing has formed a new program called the BMR Racing's Drivers Academy. So there will be 40 races across 18 two-day sessions at 5 tracks in California. And this is an opportunity, whoever does the best in these apparently will get an opportunity to compete in the ARCA in the truck series. Now here's the catch to this. You're going to have quite a bit of money to be able to run in this series, as you will have to be able to enter, you have to have $268,000 and you have to have $268,000, $268,500. You have to have quite a bit of money to run in this event. Here's the thing about this program. I read the article, and I'm kind of neutral on the situation. Yes, I think it is really, really cool that Bill McAnally is formed a new program to give drivers an opportunity to run, especially up-and-coming drivers, an opportunity to run in this event in different test sessions in a way for possibly some drivers we really don't know about to get an opportunity. I don't think this will affect drivers like Jesse Love Jr. and Gracie Trotter, who do drive for the Bill McAnally program. I don't remember if Blaine Perkins Jr. runs for them or not. I think those 3 drivers run for the Bill McAnally program. I'm not sure, though, if they would be affected, if they would be involved in this program or not. I don't think they would be. But, yeah, really interesting there. But at the same time, also, I don't like that it costs that much, but I understand where Bill McAnally's coming from because, again, they have to make money in some shape or form. And according to this, it'd be 14 races, to my knowledge, and $268,500 would actually go to $3.5 million. So it's kind of a creative way for Bill McAnally to make money. I understand why he's doing it because, again, sponsorship is really, really tight right now in NASCAR altogether, especially in the lower series with COVID-19 happening in the country. You have to understand that sponsors are not going to be coming as easy as they used to be. And I think a lot more paid drivers are going to show up on the circuit in the future. Again, I'm very intrigued to see how this will generally go in 2020. I really don't know how this will turn out. And maybe we'll find out someone really, really cool. I like it and don't like it. I'm kind of neutral on this little program that Bill McAnally is doing, but I think it's really intriguing that Bill McAnally is bringing up this program in the 2021 NASCAR season. And on to the next story. Santino Ferrucci has recently expressed interest in racing in NASCAR. He has expressed only racing the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. So the Truck Series is off table for him. And the 2 races he's really looking at are racing at the Bristol Dirt Race and the Charlotte Roval. Santino Ferrucci is not the first IndyCar driver in the last couple of years to express interest in racing in NASCAR. There's a couple others. First one, Joseph Newgarden. Joseph Newgarden recently tested about a year or 2 ago at the Charlotte Roval when there was a possibility that the IndyCar Series in 2020 was maybe going to be running at the Charlotte Roval, and he at that time had interest in maybe running in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, maybe with Junior Motorsports, maybe racing with Team Penske. That had come up at the time. The other driver that I've heard possibility of running is James Hinchcliffe. Over the last couple weeks, it had been rumored, well, not been rumored, James Hinchcliffe and Spire had kind of a conversation on Twitter. Basically, they had expressed, like, James Hinchcliffe, would you like to run a couple races for Spire Motors? He said, maybe, there is a possibility. So Santino Ferrucci is not the first driver in IndyCar to express a possibility of maybe coming over to NASCAR and running in those series. Now, Santino Ferrucci is a very, very polarizing driver. He's not done too much in IndyCar, to my knowledge, to be really polarizing. He doesn't get much hate from the IndyCar series, even though he did take out Simon Pagenaud during the Indianapolis 500 online, the iRacing Indianapolis 500. He was not very liked for that incident. He was not very liked because he dumped him, and Santino Ferrucci really didn't care. What he gets a lot of hate from the European Formula 2 or Formula 3 series, where he's basically did a lot of bad things in one weekend. He was originally tapped to be the best, a great American Formula One driver, and then he did a bunch of stupid things, texted while driving, made some racist comments. I think he had a fight with somebody. He and his dad, like I said, made racist comments. He got in a lot of trouble for that. So I don't condemn those performances. I think he has somewhat cleaned up his act in IndyCar. He's gotten a lot better as a driver, though the only incident of my knowledge he's really got in trouble, especially earlier this year, was, you know, the IndyCar online event that happened where he dumped Sam Pageau and a couple drivers coming. I think it was Oliver Askew, too, to my knowledge. He ended up dumping in that race, and there were a lot of drivers that were not happy with what he did. How likely do I think Santino Ferrucci is going to come over to NASCAR? I'm going to keep it, say, 50-50. I could definitely see him maybe running 1 or 2 events. Again, he could go to Rick Ware Racing for 1 or 2 events next year. You know, again, James Davidson, Rick Ware Racing worked together, and again, he drove for Dale Coyne Racing too, so there's that possibility. And Dale Coyne Racing had a partnership at one point with Rick Ware Racing, so it's very possible that he could go to Rick Ware Racing, run maybe Junior Motorsports for 2 races. Who really knows? I really don't know what it's going to look like, but again, I'm going to say it's very, very iffy if that is going to happen. We're going to have to watch what happens, but I'm very interested to see Santino Ferrucci, and maybe we're also possibly going to see an IndyCar invasion, like what F1's doing. There is a possible F1 invasion going to IndyCar. I'm wondering if there's going to be IndyCar invasion over to NASCAR. We're going to have to watch what happens over the next couple months and see if any IndyCar drivers will come over to NASCAR maybe in 2021. And now we're getting on to the final major story of this episode. AJ Allmendinger is going to be returning to Kaulig Racing in 2021, though the number of races are clearly uncertain. He released a video, first of all, sending prayers and wishes out for Romain Grosjean after his horrifying crash. If you saw that crash, the car literally split in half. The halo basically saved it. I don't want to see anybody complaining about the halo system. Again, my prayers and condolences do go out to Romain Grosjean. Again, the wreck was really, really bad. But AJ Allmendinger said that he is planning on returning to Kaulig Racing in the 2021 season, though, like I said, his number of races are unclear at the moment. I expected AJ Allmendinger to be back at Kaulig Racing in some sort of capacity. I really thought he was going to be coming back full-time, but then I remembered recently that I think he is running the full IMSA season as well. And some of the races, like Atlanta and Watkins Glen, a couple other races, and I think Mid-Ohio as well, are kind of affected by the IMSA races. I can't remember which ones are those, but the IMSA races basically kind of affect the NASCAR race. So I do expect Allmendinger to run a majority of the season. I expect him to run more with Kaulig this upcoming season than he did last year. I really don't know how many races he is going to run. We'll have to watch what happens there. But again, I think he'll run really well. I think he'll have a shot at winning a lot of races for sure. I expect him to win maybe 2 or 3 races with Kaulig Racing in the 2021 season. That is very possible. I also would not be 100% surprised if AJ Allmendinger is going to run some cup races as well with Kaulig Racing. If you haven't heard recently, I actually mentioned this about a week ago, is that Kaulig Racing is planning on running 10 races in the 2021 season. They are planning on running the road courses and the super speedway races in the NASCAR Cup Series so they can get their bearings, because they are talking about possibly moving up to the NASCAR Cup Series in 2022 if, of course, they can get a charter and so they can get their bearings so they just don't jump straight in to the next-gen car. And I think they're making a smart decision by running some races in the Cup Series in the 2021 season. I said either I think that they're going to run Justin Haley the full season and run this, not the full season, run all the races. They're going to run the super speedways and the road courses, or they're going to have Justin Haley do the super speedways and AJ Allmendinger run the road courses, or some of the road courses possibly. Again, I think AJ Allmendinger, like I said, in the Xfinity Series, I think he's going to do a really good job. Again, they have gotten better every single year, and he's been a contender in many, many races. I wouldn't be shocked if he runs more than half the year. Like I said, I think AJ Allmendinger will do really well with this team. I think he will be the best performing driver at Kaulig next year. I know Justin Haley's got better. And I think Kaulig Racing, with AJ Allmendinger being there, someone who is, a veteran of the series and a veteran of NASCAR, I wouldn't be surprised that AJ Allmendinger is a major, major contender in the NASCAR Xfinity Series for wins throughout the 2021 season. I think AJ Allmendinger will bring a lot to the table in the 2021 NASCAR Xfinity Series season. All right, that is going to be for today's NASCAR news video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, notifications, so you'll be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Links in the description below for that, and comment your thoughts on today's video. How well do you think AJ Allmendinger will do in 2021? Do you think he's going to do really well or not? Let me know in the comments below. And what do you think about Santino Ferrucci possibly coming over to NASCAR? Would you really be happy if he came over to NASCAR or not? Let me know in the comments below. The next video will most likely be talking about Corey LaJoie going to Spire. Is expected to be announced later this evening on Sunday Money, though. Could just be the scheduled announcement for next year with the Sunday Money podcast. We'll have to watch what happens. But it's expected that Corey LaJoie will announce that he will be going to Spire Motorsports in the 2021 season. That video should be out here probably the next day or two when we talk about that. Anyway, like I said, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you do like it so YouTube can recommend these great videos out to you guys. If you do that, I will really greatly appreciate it. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.